Well, I'm joined now by Rod Downie from the World Wildlife Fund, who is a specialist in Antarctica. Rod, people describe Antarctica as the canary in the coal mine with regards to global warming and the impact it may have on the environment. Do you buy into that as a metaphor?
Yeah, thanks, Tom. Yeah, I'd say it's a very good metaphor. In terms of climate change, we know that the Antarctic Peninsula region, which I believe is the region that you're planning to visit, is warming probably as fast, or certainly faster than just about anywhere else on the planet. We know that the average temperature increase over the last 50 years has been about 3 degrees centigrade. So yes, indeed.
A recent YouGov poll said that only 43% of the UK population buy into the fact that the Earth is warming and that it's as a result of man-made fossil fuels. Why is the message not getting through if the evidence is so stark?
Yeah, I think that's a very surprising figure, Tom. Certainly all the scientific evidence points to the fact that we're living on a planet which is warming up, and nowhere is that more clear and more evident than in the polar regions.
And do you think the other thing that people have been saying about Antarctica is that while it's very noble to have concerns about the future of the Antarctic Treaty and the future of the moratorium and all the things that go with that, that actually the bigger concern perhaps is what's going on in the Arctic, where things are already almost a stage advanced. Do you think the reason perhaps that Antarctica remains a focus is that people are thinking that we're already too far down the line with the Arctic, with the North Pole?
Well, in the short term, I think the Antarctic is extremely well protected for a number of reasons. First of all, because of the legal framework, and you mentioned the Antarctic Treaty and its environmental protocol and the indefinite ban on commercial mineral resource activities. It's also protected by its distance and its remoteness. You know, it's just a very, very long way away from anywhere else. It's protected through its environmental conditions. So, you know, you're talking about some of the roughest seas, the roughest waters, and extremely ice-infested waters. So any sort of commercial activities in those regions are just, very, very difficult to initiate. However, what really concerns me, and what I find very worrying, is that this kind of Wild West style scramble for Arctic resources, as a result of this, we might see developing technology, developing operational procedures, and that combined with this reckless attitude to risk and to financial insurance of the oil and gas industry, it doesn't set a good precedent for the Antarctic, despite the extremely strong legal protection that we currently have for the southern continent.
And so you think that the protection that is currently in place with the Antarctic Treaty and with the environmental protocols that go with it are a model, therefore, in how to look after these fragile wildernesses, if you like?
Yeah, I think it's exactly as you say. It's a great model. It's a great precedent for how we can protect and manage the world's resources. You know, the Antarctic Treaty itself has been in force for over 50 years. There are now 50 countries which have signed up to the Antarctic Treaty. So what we need to do is to ensure its enforcement. And ensure that it's never undermined.
And just finally, obviously, the World Wildlife Fund does a lot of advocacy work. It does a lot of campaigning. Expeditions like the one that Sky News is going to cover obviously aim to take people who perhaps aren't that well acquainted with Antarctica and sort of impress upon them its importance by blinding them with the kind of the scale and the beauty of it. How important is that as a campaign tactic, as a means of persuading people to take the global warming and what the impact it will have on Antarctica seriously?
Yeah, it's a fantastic campaigning vehicle. I don't think anyone can really be can really fail to be impressed or in awe by what they see when they visit Antarctica. I've been very lucky to have been down there on many occasions, and just understanding the absolutely amazing nature of the place, I think cannot fail to inspire anyone. So yeah, I wish you all the very best of success in your expedition.
Thank you very much, Rod Downie there from the World Wildlife Fund. And you can watch more videos like this on skynews.com, on our live blog, and on the Sky News iPad app.